Alright guys, what's going on? This is Otis here, and today, this is my first gameplay coming from the new patch that I'm absolutely enjoying, I would say, probably about 90%. There's a few things that I'm pissed off about, one being that I can't run a server yet, and hopefully that's going to be pretty soon, and that's just because it's not available in all regions yet. I know it's available in Europe, because I've seen a few of the servers and the server lists that are in like German and some other like languages that I have no clue like what it's about or anything. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty nice. The one thing that I have to knock about it, of course, so far would be is it took an hour to download the damn thing, or not an hour, but it took a half an hour for the patch for me at like my internet speed. At least I was up right at 2 in the morning ready to download it, so that was probably pretty good for me doing that. And the unfortunate thing, though, too, for the PS3 guys, is if you've bought and downloaded back to Karkin, you're gonna have to re-download that, unfortunately, and they force you to do that. And then once you do that, then you have to reset your system and stuff. And so that's actually another half an hour that tacks on to the half an hour for the new patch that we just downloaded. And so for the first hour, you're going to be just downloading. You're not going to be doing anything. You're not going to be playing anything, which was kind of unfortunate. Maybe I could have woken up a little bit early, because I think the patch was actually, you could have downloaded it at midnight, but it didn't actually kick in until about like 2 or 3 in the morning, at least for my local time, where you could actually join and play games. And so that was something that was pretty interesting. And this is definitely going to be something they're going to see a lot more of, and that is the air medals, the air attack medals, or whatever they're officially called, the air ribbon or whatever you get from the ribbons. And that's because it's actually one less kill now too to get the air ribbons. That's one of the small changes they did making the patch, and which is pretty nice too, because that's one less kill. So I probably would have gotten at least one more medal had I only had like 5 of the kill or whatever. And, this is definitely one knock I'd have to say in the game, definitely for sure right now, is it seems like every single game that I'm going into is not everyone's fully joining the squads. A lot of people are like in their own squads, they're not in a squad, and so there's been a lot of times where it's just like this, where it's like me and one other guy, or me by myself in my own squad, and a lot of people are just too lazy to go look around or join another squad, especially if their friends aren't in the game with them, which is kind of unfortunate. But I mean, I understand it. A lot of people just don't like being bothered. And then another thing that I'm really starting to just get annoyed with in this new patch is the games are laggy. I mean, I can understand that with the patch, just like first coming out and stuff. But one thing that's actually pretty nice too is like they've changed up the graphics a little bit, and also just when I got hit with that last missile, if you want to rewind it, also they've changed up some of the sounds of the game when you actually get hit with like missiles, or you get hit with certain things when you're in vehicles, which is pretty nice. And it's just something that's nice that they actually ended up changing it up. I don't know if they originally meant to do all these like different sounds and stuff, or it was just something maybe they got bored and threw in there. But that's all right. And with the laser painter too, which is pretty nice now, is if you're in the helicopter using it, it'll lock on to even empty vehicles now, so you can know where a vehicle is, and so you'd be able to destroy it if you're flying up on one, instead of maybe someone sitting outside of a vehicle, not being able to. Oh, this was a fail, I think, on my part here, where I missed the 2 guys repairing the tank, which was just. That's embarrassing. Like, I should have had him there. I don't know. I think the other helicopter killed one, then one ended up, jumping in the tank and whatnot. But overall, one thing that I was really worried about too was the Igla and the Stinger missiles being, possibly maybe a little bit too overpowered, because it's supposed to be a one-shot disable on the helicopters and airplanes. And for me personally, what I've seen so far in this one game is it's probably about a 50-50 chance, or even the other little games that I've played too, or if one of those anti-air missiles ends up hitting you, it's not actually disable, or it's maybe like 25-50% of your health taken away. And then also too, I just remember also, this is a hardcore tip for a few of my hardcore players, is if you press start in a vehicle, your health actually comes up and pops up in the screen. So that's how come through this whole entire hardcore game, you actually see my vehicle health on here, even though it's not a hardcore game. And it's something that I found out, and I know some people have said before in the comments of my other videos and stuff, that you can see your health if you press start. But it's just something I've never wanted to really say. But you know what? I might as well help out my subscribers, even though I don't have that many of them. But when you're in a hardcore game, you know, just go in a vehicle and press start, and that's something that's going to be very key and very effective now, because one missile can and does disable tanks now if you hit them like in the right proper spot. And this is one time right here where I maybe probably went a little bit too far back in their spawn, and it pretty much ended up costing me here. I tried doing the solo repairing, but you know, the guy ended up you know, shooting me again with the tank once I landed, because I wasn't really able to get far away and stuff. But you know, it's something that definitely happens, and it's you know, it was unfortunate that I didn't have a repair guy with me. And another thing that's kind of unfortunate and stuff, I know in one of the patch things you're able to go in the options and adjust something to decrease the input lag on the PlayStation 3, because there is input lag on the PlayStation 3. Oh, I do love this well, this kill jack right here, but that guy ended up getting a double kill with his RPG on the helicopter. Then after he ends up killing the pilot and the other guy in the helicopter ended up landing on him there, and I ended up getting a suppression assist, which I thought was freaking hilarious. We ended up stealing their helicopter, although whoever stole it didn't last long, just because they're not an awesome pilot like me, which is, you know, kind of unfortunate, because the more and the better pilots you can get up in the air for a game in Battlefield 3, you know, the more likely you're going to win a side. You know, it's not guaranteed, of course, but you know, it heavily increases your chances the more helicopters you can get up, which is almost why I would say that the Americans definitely have the advantage on no shark nows now. And that's just being they have the two helicopters, and you're able to dodge the guided missiles now with the flares, which is amazing, because with the 2 games that I've played so far, not one tank has killed me with guided. I've actually been killed a few times with unguided, and coming up here I actually end up dying with the unguided, which was kind of unfortunate. It was you'll see right here coming up, like I line up and I just pretty much just fly straight for the tank, and you know, any rookie's gonna kill me, and he was a rookie too. He's only like level like 40 or whatever, but you know, it was a rookie mistake on my part flying like that. And that's one other little beef right there I gotta say too, is when you die, your body just like stops when you're in like a vehicle, like if you're in the air, and it's kind of just like weird and just doesn't fit and seem right. And one thing that's absolutely that I think is just amazing in this new patch now is if you're able to be really aggressive in the scout helicopters, if you're really able to fly low, you are pretty much almost unstoppable, especially if you are just like a good low flying like aerial batic like pilot for sure. Pretty much like how I get like when I get like really aggressive, because once you fly under that 25 meters, you know, the other team's not allowed to. Well, they can't lock onto you with anything, whether it be like the tanks guided, or the Igla Sigla, or even the enemy scout helicopter, which is coming up, I think, pretty soon right here, where the attack helicopter was up, and he had the above distance on me, and I was above the radar, so he was able to lock onto me. He shoots his first missile, and I am able to flare out of it. And then I noticed that, you know, he's definitely got the height advantage on me, and the absolutely only way that he'd be able to, you know, or the only way I'm going to be able to survive is to fly below that radar. And it's definitely something that people are going to have to get used to. People are going to have to start, like, doing a lot more. And you'll definitely see coming up, because once I drop that below the radar thing, you know, he's not able to you know, lock onto me, and he's just hovering right in front of me, and it goes into this, you know, what the fuck mode. Like, he's just like hovering there, like he doesn't know what to do, because he's not used to it and he wasn't prepared for it. And I definitely have to give props on this guy too, because, you know, a lot of times when I'm solo repairing and someone spawns on me, they end up, you know, just taking it and flying away. And the guy was actually nice enough to repair me, and then jump out of the seat too and start repairing me, which is pretty amazing. I don't even know if he was a good pilot or not, but that's just, you know, it's just the nice, you know, proper thing to do at least, which is you know, pretty good. And I can't believe I missed these 2 guys again repairing the tank. That was just embarrassing. But, you know, you'll see in a minute too when these guys start trying to lock onto me and stuff, and, you know, they're just not able to lock onto me because I'm below the radar, and I'm able to pick them off, you know, slowly one by one. And had my aiming been a little bit better, I would have had pretty much all of them, or at least a few, you know, a little bit more of them, which was kind of unfortunate and whatnot. But, you know, it happens. I guess, you know, it is what it is. Actually, did I fight the helicopter earlier? Actually, I don't remember now if I fought the helicopter earlier. I think I might have fought the helicopter earlier. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, So yeah, I don't know, because I think I just fight these guys for the last like 30 seconds or so. But yeah, definitely. Like I definitely thought those AA missiles were gonna be a lot stronger and stuff, but they're not, because your flares reload in 12 seconds. Although you do have to watch out though if you don't have a repair guy. Now, when you're locking onto somebody with your stingers and stuff, when you use your flares, they still have the lock on to you. So if they reload fast enough, there's more of them. If they time their flares properly, if they're communicating with each other, they're going to be able to kill you in no time at all, because they're still locked onto you the whole entire time. But hopefully you guys end up liking this. This is just the first part, hopefully today, of my scout helicopter. I'm going to have a tank helicopter and an infantry review hopefully coming up pretty soon. But one thing that's really amazing too is we're actually able to leave the game now once you're able to skip your ribbons, or once the ribbons are over, which is pretty nice. So we don't have to wait the minute, go into the game and whatnot. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And this is Otis, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.